A very beautiful Friday morning to you out there. Good morning, and thank you for giving us the privilege to be in your living room or wherever you are using to view us at this moment. It can be your phone, your tab, or your laptop, or your TV set, in the office. We're happy, or maybe at home. We're happy and we're grateful that you are still following. This is Nigeria Now on ECWA TV Africa. And like always, we follow issues that are burning, issues that are hot. Kuje prison break is still hot. People are visiting Revelation left, right, and center, and then people are still asking questions that up to now, no answer yet. And then people that are supposed to, by now, said possibly they have been kept somewhere to answer certain questions, and then they are still in charge. Same, we are wondering here. Or we keep asking those questions that people are asking us that we cannot give answer. Because this platform is to look at issues deeply. I have my sister, Lois Strike, here with me this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Lois.
So, will we say thank God it's Friday?
We thank God for every day. We thank God
Yes.
for every day.
Yes.
Journalists don't normally have weekends.
Exactly.
Yes, so any day duty calls were there, and we have to be here every day to give them update of what is happening. I think that's the beauty of it.
Yes.
And then knowing that they are with us, give us joy and keep pushing us to do what we are doing.
That's right.
Then remember, we are live on YouTube and Facebook at Aqua Television. So do well to join us as we relate together. Send us how you feel about the country, and then tell us how you feel about the program. And today we're going to look at the visit of the Senate President to
Kuje
the place of the attack, that is Kuje Prison.
Yes, the president was there, and then the Senate president too went to see for himself the things that happened,
The money they are approving and what
and
they are
then
doing
what
with
they're
it.
doing with it. Actually,
We'll put it that way.
yes, and he said something that there has to be an insider to this particular operation, because looking at the whole thing that occurred that day, that night rather, you can see that these people did not just come on their own to just start doing these operations. There were a lot of things that a normal thinking human being will not leave it at just this was what happened and this was how it went, and then you will just be how come? You will definitely ask questions. And so we saw that he went there and asked questions as well, just
Sure.
like the president. He said,
Sure.
how can this happen? And yesterday we asked the same questions. They should not be asked. The president said they should give him a good report of what happened. I don't think that it's a report that we need. There should be good, what's the word now? Good action rather than a good report, because we've been having reports that things have happened, this number of people have been killed and Nigeria has failed them. A lot of things have been happening, but we don't need reports right now. We need good actions to be done to see that things are put in place. The people in authority should do the right things, that these jailbreaks should stop happening in this country, because it is becoming a common thing right now. We've had a lot of them, and this particular Kuje prison, this is not the first time they're having this jailbreak. 6 years ago there was a jailbreak there. What was done? And then why is it that we have another major one? This is a maximum correction center, a medium rather.
Medium, yeah.
So why should that be happening in such a place? And talking about the people that were kept in that, the high profile people or the terrorists both, and then the government officials that are in that particular correctional center, why were they kept in that particular place, knowing the kind of crimes they committed? So these are some of the questions that people are asking, and we'll keep asking because we need answers.
Sure, sure. We keep asking. That's the reason why we are here. You know, we are watchdog of the society. So we ask what a common Nigerian, will ask out there. I was going through how government have been spending money on correctional centers that we have in this country, year in, year out. A lot of money have been carved out, from the coffers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, just to take care of just that particular unit or department, so to say. Looking at what is happening, should we say that what they are getting is reasonable? It's enough for them to really take care of those correctional centers. We have the medium, we have the maximum, and then you find out certain things are happening. And then I ask this question: is it that the authorities didn't know, or they are just shying away from their responsibilities? And then you look at the money that is being spent for feeding alone. Earlier, an inmate is entitled of 450 naira per day, not per meal. And then looking at the situation of the country now, how everything is going, 2022, the money was increased from 450. The executive budgeted or suggested 750, for feeding. But when it gets to the final place for approval, that's the Senate. And that's the reason why yesterday he was angry, and he was just surprised why certain things, are not even right. So I believe some of these people is just that maybe their aides or maybe people around them don't really tell them the truth, or even the officials that are in charge of all these departments and then parastatals, name them. Because when it got to them, they feel it's inadequate. Looking at the situation, surrounding the country, how the economy is, they are like, no. So you mean this is what all this while is being spent on just one inmate? And then they now approve 1,000 naira, and that is what is being approved like this year, 1,000 per person. But if you check 10 years from now, I know you have the statistics. We check this thing, we saw, and we marvel if monies like that will go through. I think we need a serious probe in this country. Like, there are certain things that we need to go back and check, because we can't be spending money like that. You are expecting to be seeing improvement if you are spending money and you are increasing budget, isn't it? Like, you are improving on, your lapses, but like, we are still far, like, no money is being spent since when we receive independence. It baffled me. But what really disturbed me, right? You give us the statistics, we'll go back to it. But what disturbed me is that we have 66,346 inmates across the country. But do you know what? 47,959 are awaiting trial.
Like, why keep them for so long?
And that number.
And that number. Why?
They are waiting trial. You don't know whether they commit the crime or they don't
not.
commit the crime. I'm trying to link this with the number, with the money that we are spending. The 1,000 naira per head. And possibly maybe these people, at the end of it, they are not, the court will set them free. They are not guilty. And you kept them there and you are feeding. You are spending money that you are not supposed to spend. That's just my angle. That's just my angle. So why keeping them? Why this number awaiting trial? We are not even looking at how long they have stayed there. We are just looking at the number. You can see the statistics. Like spending money on things that we are not supposed to.
You know, talking about the duration in which these people are being kept in that particular facilities, you know, someone like the Hamisu Wadume,
Yes.
who has been in custody since 2020, he is one of those inmates that have escaped from the Kuje prison, and this was someone that did terrible things, and I don't understand why the judicial system too is even not even, okay, let me use this word, pardon me to use this word, is not working as far as I'm concerned, because you can't keep such a person since 2020. Look at the likes of Jolie Nyame, Joshua Darie, and all of them that are there. Like, why, if these people are being charged, okay, I think this particular set of people are being charged and all of that, and they even had money.
They are serving their sentence already.
Yes, they are serving, which is okay for them. But some of these people that are there, that have not gone through trials, they have not been sentenced, there's no form of judgment that has been pronounced on them. Why are they there? And then you're spending over 17 billion yearly from 2010 to 2019. This was the budget allocated to the prison service for feeding, just like you have said, and now they have increased it to 1,000 per head. And if you calculate it, you will, at the end of the day, it's more than 17 billion naira. And we are looking at the economy that is going down, inflation and all of that. Why spend so much on people that you shouldn't even spend on them like that? You know, these are some of the things that they should be looking at. That was why people clamored for the Controller General of prisons should resign because of, or should be changed because of this kind of issues that are coming up, you know. So these are really things that are uncalled for. Spending such amount on things that are uncalled for, they are not even supposed to be happening in this country at this point in time.
It will interest you to know that we have 244 correctional centers across the country. And when you calculate that money 10 years back, how much so far this country have invested in
244 correctional centers.
Yes.
This country, I don't know. Every day I want to lose hope, but we can't lose hope on our dear country, you know, because we don't have any other one to call ours except Nigeria. And then it's really sad. It's really sad that things like these are coming up. And then we've had, like yesterday we said, we had a lot of other correctional centers that have been that had this particular kind of issues that came up. We had the one in Plateau State, that was November last year. We had the one in Oyo. There were the other in Edo State that took place during the NSAS period, that hoodlums took over, and then a lot of inmates were let loose and all of that. Look at the kind of criminals that have been set loose, and then they are back into the community to even create more crimes that even
more havoc
than what they have done in the past. And then looking at the issue that some of these people that are not even guilty of the crimes that they are being detained for will now be in the same place with people that have been sentenced and charged to some of these grievous offenses that they've committed. What do you think will come out of those people that are innocent? They will definitely grow to become like spending 2-3 years in the same facility with such people. At the end of the day, you will just be like them. And then what are we at the end of the day, what correction are we doing to such kind of persons?
Instead of correcting, we are doing the reverse. So do you have the statistics of 10 years back, what so far this federal government has done?
According to reports, the House of Representatives expressed their displeasure about the custodial centers, and then they moved a probe that 613 billion naira allocated to the agency in the last 10 years, that's from 2010 to 2019. The lawmakers now said the 17 billion that was being spent every year to feed inmates in 244 correctional centers, like you have mentioned, it's not enough. because the environment is not even conducive, and then the situation around there, the violation of human rights, the duration they are being kept for so long, and all of that unnecessarily, all those things, they looked upon all those issues and then saw that it wasn't okay, and that was when they came up with the probe that says they should increase the money from 400 to 500 and something that you mentioned, and then at the end of the day they got up to 1,000, and we are not even sure if that is even obtainable right now still, even as the
we can tell it's not per meal, ma. It's not per meal, it's per day. So that means breakfast, lunch and dinner. So you split the 1,000 into 3.
But I feel 1,000 is not so bad. As a person, I can spend, I think that should be enough for me per day. But you know how they can be so the things around that place can be tedious. Like if you hear people that have been to prison, they express and explain the condition of those places. It's not funny.
Yeah, I know it is really something to worry about. And then once you have been there either for visitation to really see what is happening, it's really pathetic. And then it's not really something to even say, because you can't even say there's anything to really show. But like you said, the 1,000 naira, yes, it's fair. I can say categorically it's fair. But it's not the 1,000 naira that is the issue. Yes, 1,000 naira is budgeted. Do they get the value of 1,000 naira? I think that's the point. Do they normally get that value of 1,000 naira? And well, the answer is no. The answer is no. Because if you go there and you see what they take, as a meal, it is just quite unfortunate. It's just quite unfortunate. I just pity people that are just there, still awaiting trial, and possibly maybe what they have done, or they are being forcefully accused, or maybe it's just a minor thing that they can just pass whatever judgment, and then the person will just serve his punishment, and then he's done in 2-3 weeks, 1 month, 3 months. And then you keep that person for 2 years, 3 years, and then the government is spending. I think governments should start questioning, how they spend their money, and then how the money is being used. If not, honestly, we will not get it right. Okay, look at the Senate president. He's saying, how can this happen? Looking at the time that the operation took place, he said, this one is a failure to even the security architecture entirely. That's what he's saying, from the military to paramilitary. Because if you say they took that time to do that operation, if you remember, after that they shared money they stole from people, the high profile people that are there. So that means even this budget we're even talking about is not even applicable to those other people that are there, talking about the likes of Abba Kyari and the rest of them. That money is not even used on them, because I'm sure their meal is different. They can't be eating that kind of meal those other ones are eating. It's quite unfortunate. And it's quite unfortunate. The statistics says this present administration has given more allocation to the prisons than any other administration that has governed Nigeria. And we've seen that the sum of 4 billion was allocated in 2015, 14 billion in 2016, 16.6 billion in 2017. And that while higher allocations were made in 2018 and 2019, which each year having over 70% recurrent expenditure. So really, we don't even know. Because this correctional center, aside the feeding, the facility, most of them are dilapidated. They are supposed to be renovated. Like the one in Azare, Bauchi, Ningi, and Misau prison. All these prisons were built in 1816, 1820, 1827, and 1837 respectively. So you can imagine those kind of places. And when you look at, yes, there is to correct And then when you find where they used to do carpentry and other to learn handwork, last time there was this complaint that nothing is even happening there. So they are just there, nothing to learn. They are just there because those things are not there. The government didn't provide, or maybe they provided the fund, but the people that are supposed to implement it, look the other way around. So I feel it is very important. Now this thing that happened is an eye-opener. The Senate president said definitely there must be an insider, because we asked, how do they know that these people are kept there, that number, and they went to rescue them? So definitely, but the papers today are taking that two policemen are being detained for communicating with the terrorists, and we hope that gradually we want to see high-profile people that are involved, not just
two policemen.
Yes, and then at the end of it, you just find that they're just scapegoats. They are just scapegoats. We pray that by now, if it's in an advanced country, I don't think
it won't even happen.
No, even if it happened, like the Controller General should not be in his office by now.
Like people for life to be taken, or life
the
to
military
be lost.
chiefs, they are not supposed to be in
People
their
should
office.
lose their job for this.
Yes, not just this. Thank you for doing this with me, Lois. And thank you for staying tuned with us. Let's meet on Monday with a fresh episode. Thank you so much, and keep praying for Nigeria. God bless you.